Kobe Day because of the 2 jerseys he wore on the Lakers. So the tributes have been in full effect. Check this out. Twitter user Ryan Cole sent out this picture saying, "Smile if Kobe dropped 40 on you." Even our man, Captain Jack, got caught in the crossfire. Jalen Rose's smile should be twice as big because Kobe dropped 80 on him.
Oh, poor Jalen. Folks forget that Jalen Rose was an all-star. They just remember as the guy that gave up 81 to Kobe.
Oh, you can't forget that. I mean, what? Jalen's an NBA player, but Kobe couldn't score 81 on me. No, there's no doubt.
Because you'd have done what you did.
He just wouldn't have been able to score 81.
I believe it.
For some, either I would have put some pressure on him offensively, but man, I don't care. Much respect to all them guys, but not 80.
People might say Chris is talking over his skis here. I saw Chris 2 nights ago. A guy tried to challenge him. Chris drove by him, threw a little elbow. Man ended up breaking his nose. So I feel like
that was totally accidental. You can't be playing face defense out in the streets and everything. Not against me. Now in his normal pickup game, that's probably normal behavior.
People might think I'm joking.
Like Steven Jackson would have been proud. I can't wait to see Steven Jackson tonight. Let him know.
Broke an accountant's nose.
It could be challenging at the tip-off if you decide to. Oh, I got him. Y'all shut them down. I got him. Okay.
Can you imagine? You just doing a regular job playing your basketball league. You're like, oh my God, Chris Carter's playing against us.
Hey man, did you check on him? Check on him. That ain't my job. Did you check on him? He said, yeah, I did check on him. He's all right. Well, then you checked on him. You got the same information I would have got. I stopped the game, buddy. I knew his nose was broke. I'm the one got the refs to get the emergency squad to get him. What else am I supposed to do?
Not break his nose.
There was blood in there. That blood, hey, now.
What were you supposed to do? Not break his nose 2 minutes into the game. That's what you were not supposed to do.
He made a bad decision on the tip-off.
Clearly.
Should have took one of those other guys.
Time for some stories to start your morning. Eagles-Browns, Thursday Night Football. If you watch this, it would be hard not to notice how much Myles Garrett owned Nick Foles. He had 2 sacks, including 1 for safety, and 2 quarterback hits. CC, what do you make of Garrett's performance last night?
Nick and I have been watching this. People have talked to Hard Knocks. There's a lot of good sound bites and everything, but the thing that's been missed with the Browns got a pass rusher, and an elite one, and you can see why they went with Denzel Ward compared to getting Chubb, because they thought they had a superstar in Myles Garrett. I mean, he has been one of the most impressive players throughout this 3-game preseason, Nick.
People got to realize it's not just that last year he missed 5 games. He suffered that injury early in camp, so he missed a lot of the offseason.
Yes.
Important offseason, your rookie year, and he still had 7 sacks on a team where he was the only pass rusher. Now, Denzel Ward left this game with a back injury. They're going to check on it today. We'll get a report. They took Ward 4th overall. I mean, obviously super high. If they have a shutdown corner to go along with him,
that's Myles Garrett making that tackle down the field on the running back on that screen pass.
The guy's a freak, man. He is an absolute freak. I would be shocked if he doesn't have at least a dozen sacks this year.
Sticking with the Browns now, they reportedly still have interest in Dez Bryant. Talks are ongoing. Browns believe he hasn't fallen off as a player, and they want to add as many weapons as possible. Keep the conversation going. CC, what do you make of this latest development between Dez and the Cleveland Browns?
You put a contract offer in my phone, I'll be playing football for you. That's what I'll be. If they offered him a contract, why would he be bragging about it on Instagram? Like, why didn't you sign it? It wasn't enough money? You want more money?
Well, that's Mike Silver is reporting, and Mike Silver is very good, that they can't come to terms on money. What? I don't get it. Like, I understand maybe their Browns aren't offering you what you'd like, but guess what? I know for a fact they're offering you more than everyone else.
Everyone else is Josh Gordon only paying $800,000, and they think Josh is a better receiver. So, I mean, there's a certain reality now. What you think you're worth and what the market thinks you're worth, you need to come to a reality on that.
In pro sports, no one is overpaid, but also no one is underpaid. You are paid what you are worth in this, except for the guys who are drafted and it's fixed. Like, Dez might think he's worth more than, well, the market is setting what he's worth. Man, Dez, you can play hardball for a little bit. Now, let me play agent for Dez again, because I gave you bad advice with the Cowboys, Dez. Now I'm telling you, take whatever they offer you, man. Oh, waive my commission, sir.
On to the Chiefs now.
Sign that thing.
Their wideout, Tyreek Hill, had some interesting comments yesterday about how good he and quarterback Pat Mahomes might be. He said, quote, "I feel like me and Pat could be the best. Last season, Tyreek was 7th in receiving yards despite missing a game. You agree with Tyreek, Nick?
All right, first let me say I was so nervous halfway through this sentence because I thought he was going to say, I feel like me and Pat can be the best ever. And I'm like, oh, don't let Chris Carter see this. Please don't let Chris. But he just said the best. So in the league right now, I don't think they can be the best quarterback-wide receiver combo in the league. I think there's a long list to get ahead of. I do think they can do this the best in the league, the deep ball. Tyreek's as good of a deep ball.
Yeah, they should be instantly one of the top 5 deep threat combos. They should have, of the most big plays, they should be in the top 5. Yes,
I think they can do that. But what would you have rather Tyreek Hill said here, Steve?
Man, with Andy Reid and the other weapons, Kelsey and all-pro tight end, Sammy Watkins, man, the running back that we could be the best group. As a skilled group, they should support that young quarterback. They should be one of the top 5 skill groups at the end of the season. I wish he would have said as a group we could be number 1.
Okay, the Rams have been moving through the preseason.
But he's a little short on smart things he say.
Under the radar. That'll happen when your quarterback and your star running back don't play. Todd Gurley expected to sit out the entire preseason. And it might be the same for Jared Goff. Gurley says he couldn't be happier about that. CC, is it a big deal at all that these guys aren't playing?
It's not a big deal that Todd Gurley, because we have seen one position that plays the least amount in the preseason. That's running backs through the history. And running backs, they have a different mentality. Because of their skill set is so transferable, what they do in practice and their workouts, that they can be game ready fairly quickly, that I can understand why the great running backs we've seen, Eric Dickerson, those guys, no, there's no need for them to play in the preseason. Jared Goff, as long as the coach and the organization is on the same page, and I get concerned maybe about the message point as a young coach, making sure he gets that to those defensive players who they have a lot of veterans on that defense.
I'd be much more concerned about Goff than Gurley. Gurley, I think, is fine. My guess is Gurley won't play a preseason game for 5 years. Like, I mean, it's probably
that wouldn't be surprising.
Zeke maybe either. Like, but Goff, you got a new receiver. You were good last year, but you had some flaws, especially in your defense.
You're a little concerned that he hasn't earned that yet.
Correct. And I think he needs as much practice. Interesting test case with the Rams, though. Aaron Donald's obviously not going to play any preseason. Gurley's not playing any preseason. Goff might not play any preseason. Like, interesting what they're doing.
Might have to look at that schedule them first 4 weeks of the season. They need to get off to a good start.
I know they play Oakland week 1. I'll give you the rest in a moment.
Of course you will.
Oakland, Arizona, Chargers, Minnesota week 4.
On to the Cowboys now, where Dak Prescott will be without one of his most important offensive